everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Mike Tellerino. I'm the CEO of K9 for Veterans. Tonight, I've got Cassandra Taylor with me. Cassandra Taylor is the CEO and founder of Topflight Defense. Am I right?
That's right. That'd be me.
Cassandra, why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about what you're doing?
Okay. Well, like you said, my name is Cassandra Taylor, and I'm a 28-year Army veteran. Yes, 28 years.
28 years. It's a long time.
Yes, that's a long time. A long time. And my nonprofit organization, it was created by women veterans for all women. We started off where it would only be for women veterans, but we found out the best way to impact the community is to bring the community of women in.
Right.
And so that's what.
So regardless if you're a veteran or not, you can be part of your program.
Yes. They can attend the programs. We have veteran-specific programming, but to attend all of the classes that we have and our upcoming event, Let's Talk About Us, Mind, Body, and Soul,
Right.
all women can attend.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What prompted you to start this?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Start out with the tough ones first.
Oh, yeah, and that's okay. It started... A friend of mine, Janet Miller, who lives in Virginia, her and I were on the phone talking, and she, was telling me how I'm always doing other stuff for other organizations.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And at that time, I was competing for Miss Veteran America. It's a nonprofit organization that falls under Final Salute, founded by Jazz Booth, who's originally from Chicago. And so with that program, they bring awareness to women veteran and homeless women veteran and their children. So I was competing for that 2 years straight. And Janet was just like, you always doing something. Do something for yourself. Let's brainstorm. Let's see what we can come up with. And so after I got off the phone with her, watching the news, and excuse me, at this time, it was something came on the news, and I can't remember if it was in Wisconsin or what state it was. I thought it was Wisconsin, where the gentleman, I don't want to call him a gentleman, where the man, the male figure, the male species, was walking these two teenage girls down a hill. And one of them had a phone and was recording him, telling them to go down the hill. He later on, he killed them. Wow. And so, I'm thinking, did anybody teach these young ladies anything about self-defense, how to handle themselves in incidents like this? There's two of you all, one get away and go get help, and, but in hindsight, 2020, these are little girls.
Right.
And then another thing came up on the news with this young lady who was pregnant that worked at the post office. She left out one morning heading to work, and they haven't found her since. And so that stayed on my mind about I need to do something to bring awareness of protection for women, for children, all together. But I'm like, you know what, but let me focus on our veterans. Because a lot of us, or a lot of women who have served, when we get out, we out of the military. We're not really thinking about the battle buddy and, learning your surroundings and things like that. And I said, well, maybe I need to bring that in. But in bringing that in, all women need to understand that.
Right.
The women veteran need to understand that and bring it back to the forefront of their mind. Because a lot of what we have it in our toolbox. You know what I mean? You remember they used to put it in your toolbox. We have it in our toolbox, but now we need to take those things that we learned, those tools out.
Right.
And so that came up on the defense part. Then I started thinking, because at the time I was looking for a job, and in the military, you can have one MOS, but that one MOS on the civilian side is 50 million jobs.
Yeah.
Because I was HR, 42 Alpha. But when I got out, I did EO, I did suicide prevention, I did sexual assault, I did training. All of these jobs that I did while I was in.
So it encompassed a lot.
Exactly. It covered a lot of different things out here in the civilian world. So I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? What about these women that don't know exactly what they want to do? They're straddling on the fence. They have so many different ideas and different skills, but they don't know how to hone in on what they're really good at.
Right.
So that fell under our flight program. And then I came up with the top. You at the top of your
Flight,
game.
yeah.
You already know what you're doing.
You're at the best.
But we're going to fine tune it a little bit. You know, if it comes down to your speech or your resume building, because you're going out for another job or a higher position for promotion. So what can we offer? So that's how I came up with Topflight
I like that.
Defense.
Now, you're educated yourself.
Yes. Yes,
Tell
I
us a
am.
little bit
Thank
about
you.
your education.
Okay, well, other than high school, I have my bachelor's degree in HR, and I have 2 master's degrees.
2. 1 wasn't good enough.
I love school.
Okay.
I love school, and secretly I'm working on my doctorate. And I don't know if I want to finish that or not, or if I'm just gonna go
God
for the
bless you.
certificate. My daughter said the same thing. She was like, "Mom,
You didn't have enough of that?
no, you know what? I look at learning as a way of improving yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm always about improving, whether it's learning more about how to take this paper clip and, MacGyver. You know what I'm saying? And just creating something out of this paper clip. But my mom and my dad, they encouraged it. So
Was it hard as a woman leaving the military to start a 501c3? Did you find it difficult for you as a woman to break into the 501c3?
Man, let me tell you. Hard as a woman, hard period. Starting a 501c3 in itself is hard.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And when you're trying to put your board together, and I say the word trying, because you're putting people together and you think that you have the same like mind, because that's what you want to put, that's
Right.
what you want to have on your board.
Right.
But then you realize, or they realize that, this ain't just, a tea party.
There's
This
some
ain't-
work involved.
It is, and a lot of times you have to come out of your pocket
Right.
with
Yeah.
stuff in order to make things happen. So that's it in starting a nonprofit. But then being a female and
That's what I
starting
thought, yeah.
it's a whole nother level, because they make us work even harder. And then being a black female, we really piling it on. So they make things, and I say they, not any particular arena of they, but just people, period, organizations, period. They make it difficult because you have to have this, you have to have that. And then one thing to mention is starting a nonprofit organization, a lot of people, I'm going to get a grant. Well, that first year in, who wants to give you a grant if they don't know your history?
Right.
You haven't done anything out in the community.
You got to prove yourself.
Exactly. And then if you
Right.
don't have another organization that is running in the same line as you are, that's been in existence for a while, to be a fiduciary, that they can do the grant for you and you fall under them, if you don't have that, and then some people aren't going to want to do that because they don't really know you.
Right.
Because they come and they go. I'm going to start a nonprofit. And then a year later, when people actually see how hard it is, the work you have to do, the nonprofits fall off.
Your board members, they play such an important part of your not-for-profit. It's just, you have to have the right, they have to have the same mentality,
Yes.
the same goals, and the same direction that you do, or the direction that you want to lead your not-for-profit in. So tell us a little bit more about your Topflight.
You want to hear about the board?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
only if it's juicy.
Well, you know what? We started off on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was gung-ho and we was ready for it. And then things got a little bit, because here's the thing, running a nonprofit, it can be not so much as messy, but it can be heated, because the board have to understand, and I don't want to say they have to understand, the board will say, this is your baby, because you're the founder, you're the CEO, and it is your baby, but you're the aunties, you're the uncle. It takes a community.
Oh, yeah.
or should they say, it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly.
So the board members are that village
Right.
trying to raise that child, which is your nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? So when I first got started, my village, they burned up. The village burned down. But that was okay. I wouldn't give up. I won't say that I didn't want to give up.
Oh.
Because I did. I mean, it was
Many times I felt the same way.
it was
Believe me.
times crying, in my pillow and calling, this girlfriend and that girlfriend. And then I had this one that was on the board, Regina Lucas. She said, I ain't going nowhere. That's my ride or die. That's my homie. She said, I ain't going nowhere. And I was like, okay, if it's just me and you, boo, we gonna roll it out until the wheels roll off. And so other people came in. Samira Moses, she came in to do the financial initiative. I'm like, yay, we got her. Then we had Marquita Danielle Martin. I love saying her whole name. And she came in, she was like, whatever you need me to do. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. Then Yolanda Owens came in as the board chair. She came in with pen and paper. What else I need to do? What do we have to do? Then Kathy Clark from Southern Illinois, she came in. She loves research. She loves the marketing aspect. She went straight to work in. I'm like, all right.
And that's what it takes.
And then, Shannon Kraft came in. Wherever you need me, Mama Taylor, I'm there for you. Then Dentrell Dearbone, she came in and started her program for the mental health because she has her own clinic. So now we have all of this juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're ready to rock.
Yes, the aunties are in the house
you're
and
ready
they
you're ready to
pampering
rock
the
it
baby.
out.
They're pampering the baby and they're making it go. And then it's people like you. It's people like K9 for Veteran that have faith in me. Mm-hmm. It's people like Zoe, that have
Zoe
faith
Craner,
in me.
yeah.
Yes. And that's the kind of thing that I love. Yvette Jones, she's with 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans. She got my back. She came in trying to help. And that's the village.
I've always said that together, if more not-for-profits would work together, mm-hmm. we could make such a big difference because a lot of us have resources that the other not-for-profit doesn't have. Mm-hmm. And that if we could draw on the resources that we're lacking that you may have, and you can draw on ours that you don't, it's just a good fit. But most nonprofits they're of the theory, well, I can't let you know who I work with because
right.
you might want to take our donors or our
right,
volunteers.
Exactly.
No, that's not what this is about. This is about to help veterans. Our goal here, so whether we do it together or individual as one, it doesn't make it. We're better off doing it together.
And and I didn't fail to mention, but going back to the board in a nonprofit, we have this one young lady. She's in Maryland. Her name is Leslie Lattimore Lorfields. Okay, she has 12 kids.
What?
12 kids.
12?
12 kids.
She needs to watch more TV.
Baby, when I tell you, her daughter, because we have ambassadors now.
Yeah.
We have ambassadors in different states that try to do different things. They do different things out in the community. We have a young lady, Mildred Davis, that's in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. She's been going out doing different things on the premises of Topflight. Mm-hmm. She made donations. This is from Topflight, to put our names in a different state so people know we're there. But getting back to Leslie, her daughter, and I don't want to mess up her name. It starts with an L. Letish. Okay, I want to mess it up. But she's another L. She volunteered to be the outreach coordinator in the DMV area for Topflight. Just
nice.
Bringing up, so when you have people like that on your board that's going to bring their family in,
right.
That's a cousin to the baby over here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
My mama is an auntie, then bring in the baby.
But that's what you need. You need that kind of board together to work together for the same cause.
Yes.
Because
yes.
if you have a lot of dissension on that board, the board that we have for K9, I have to say, it's an amazing board. And when we broke off the Forgotten Warrior Memorial
yes.
from K9, because originally it was part of K9, and we separated it because we felt that if you made a donation to K9, you wanted to make sure that your money went to K9.
Okay.
If you were making a donation to the memorial, we wanted that your money was going to the memorial.
Yes.
So we broke it off, and we formed a board for the Forgotten Warrior Memorial that, bar none, hands down, it's an amazing group. They really
I've
are.
been up there. I've
They
seen.
put their all. Well, you've been to the ceremony. You actually you sing
I'm the
the
singer
national
for
anthem.
K9
For yes, the national anthem. You're the
Yes.
girl for the national anthem.
Yes.
So you're absolutely right. Your board could either make or break you.
Yep.
They really can.
And I thank God every day for the group of ladies that I have,
Right.
and trying to do more for them individually because of the hard work that they do. And a lot of times they have to tell me, we got this, go ahead and sit down somewhere. Because I'm like,
Yeah, I get a little antsy myself. As you can ask Reggie, she'll tell you.
yes.
Right? Slow down, will you? I said, okay. Okay, getting back to the Topflight Defense.
Yes.
What are you looking for in somebody that's going to join your group? What do you expect from them?
Hard work. Someone to understand that we're here for the mission. And you say, what is your mission?
I was going to ask you that.
There you go. Our mission is to promote the health and welfare of all women.
Yeah.
Women
Just
veteran
military,
is
yeah.
our first and foremost priority,
Right.
but all of the women in the community. Because as women, we do so much, you know what I'm saying, for
Right.
everyone else, that we tend to forget about ourselves. When women veterans, what we've done in the military, we have our family back home, but we got to fight this battle. So while we're out here fighting this battle, we didn't forget about our family. We left that burden, if you want to call it a burden, upon our family members to handle that while we're out here defending this country.
Right.
So now we're done defending the country, we're back home. So what about Mom? What about Auntie Beverly? What about, Cousin Kenyatta that was helping with the babies? They need to come in too, because all of this is about you. We are the funnel. We are the expressway into this universe.
Where do you see this going? Where would you like to take this?
I would like to see Topflight spread out into the states where we have ambassadors. So right now we're building that blueprint. We're getting that foundation set here. So once we get that solid foundation here, we can go to Nevada, we can go to Nebraska, we can go over to Maryland, because we have ambassadors there that are working hard, letting everybody know that Topflight is here.
It's amazing what you could do, with an organization like yours. To be able to, there's so many female veterans that get out of the military, and just like male veterans too, they're so used to being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, why to do it, that when you get out, it's like, where do I go from here?
Yes.
What do I do with myself? In the military, we all have an MOS. It's a specific job that we do and stuff like that. When you get out, how can we translate that into the military experience and put it into public service? How do we do that? The transition.
Transitioning is the most difficult part when we get out of the military.
Right.
Because you're now no longer restricted to wearing a green uniform, wearing the hat, and the camouflage. Now you got to figure out, what outfit am I going to wear to work? You know what I mean?
What
What
do I do with
shoes
myself?
am I going to? Exactly. You can have long nails, or men, no nails. You can have the beard or no beard. And so in transitioning, there's different organizations through the VA that I think it's AOS, people there that you can talk with. With Topflight, we have certain individuals that we have resources that we can contact and say, hey.
And that means an awful lot, because, where do you turn? Where do you do? Where do you go? For help during that transition. So with Topflight, you have the resources and the tools to lead them in the right direction, which before then they wouldn't really know.
They wouldn't have had. And right now we have another young lady that works at the Vet Center, and I had 2 individuals to call me saying, hey, Cassandra, I have this female that's having problems with her disability, her rating. What can I do? Can I send her your way? I was like, yeah. So they sent her my way. I'm on the phone and I'm talking to her and I'm finding out exactly what the issue is, because what the guy told me was one thing,
Right.
but when I talk with her, it's totally different.
Totally different.
So I was like, hold on one second. I got the young lady on the phone who could help her, but I'm like, okay, I want to make sure before I send her off to you, because that's one thing I don't like doing, is sending people off. You know, oh no, I can't help you. I'm going to send you over here to Barbara. Then you go over to Barbara. No, Barbara can't help you, so she's going to send you over to Joanne. Joanne can't help you, so she's going to send you over to Marvin. What I like to do is to make sure who I hand you off to, that soft, that warm handoff, that's the person that's going to help you.
And recently I met Terry Prince, the new director of the VA for Illinois.
Okay.
And I've never been a huge advocate of the VA, as you probably well know. But I'm going to tell you, Terry Prince really just totally made me a believer in him.
Okay.
I think he really has the best interest of our veterans at heart. I think he's going to do all the right things. And I think he's going to make quite a bit of changes to help our veterans. And, you know, whether you're a female veteran or a male veteran, the VA has to be behind you. And if you don't have the right resources at the VA, you know, what do you do?
And I'm about to bring up a very painful subject, the definition of a veteran.
Okay.
It's not good, Mike.
No?
It really isn't. We need to learn the law about the military. And once you get out, what defines you
Right.
and me as a veteran? And when you read it, you're not going to like it.
Uh-oh.
Because when I read it the other night, because me and a young lady had a discussion about it, and I was like, no, if you served, you're a veteran. If you raised your right hand and you got out, and it's not true. The definition comes down to active duty and being released or being disabled.
Right.
Period. Not a reservist. But if that reservist deployed, yes. But if that reservist did their 8 years, got out with no disability, they're not considered a veteran.
Do you think that's fair?
No. That's why I said it's painful. It's painful because I know so many individuals that work just as hard as a reservist as some active duty people did.
Right.
But just in the sad part about it, a lot of reservists did know or don't know that if you hurt yourself while you're on active duty, while you're in basic, while you're in AIT, AIT, Advanced Individual Training, for those that don't know what that is, or just your annual training throughout the year, if you hurt yourself, you are on active duty. You hurt yourself while you were on active duty, you can get compensation for that. But because it's not a subject that's brought up like that, a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, you can go online and you'll find at least 15 different definitions of a veteran.
Yep.
At least 15. Everybody's got their own interpretation of what a veteran is. But in my eyes, once you stand up, raise your right hand, and take that oath, and you're willing to put it all on the line for your country, you're a veterin.
Yes.
I'm
with you.
You deserve whatever you get. Just because I wasn't deployed, I didn't see any active duty, in a foreign country or whatever the case may be, I was willing to take that. I took that oath, and I was willing to go serve and protect my country.
That's right.
So I think at that point, you deserve that title.
Yes, and I'm with you 100%. I don't agree with it at all. I'm going to keep looking, and as far as I'm concerned, anyone out there who served, to me, Cassandra Taylor, you're a veteran.
I get it. That's one thing that I just don't agree with what you're saying is that you have to see combat or serve in a foreign country to be considered a veteran. Or disabled. That's a hell of a title to have to put on someone. That I can only wear this title if I'm disabled.
And it's, it's a painful subject, and we don't have to stay on it because
Yeah.
it's this right now is all about positivity and the things that Top Flight are doing, the things that K9 for Veterans are doing. But I just had to mention that as we were speaking
I know.
because it came up.
We only have a few more minutes, so
Okay.
tell me, what do you have upcoming for Topflight?
Okay.
I know we're going to be doing K9 and Topflight. We're going to be co-sponsoring an event together.
Yes. I can't wait.
That's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, I
It's
can't
going
wait.
to be
We're
a great
gonna have a
event.
good time.
We don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be.
That's
but it's going to
okay.
be awesome.
Dogs are barking and women yelling.
That's it.
That's fine. So this Saturday, actually, we have a Major General who's retired going to do a session on It's Okay Not to Be Okay. And she is phenomenal. When I tell you Major General that's retired want to come in and talk with Top Flight, awesome.
That is
But
awesome.
if you go out to our website, you'll be able to see that. But the end of March, March 26th, is our virtual women's conference called Let's Talk About Us, Mind, Body, and Soul. That can be found on Eventbrite.
Another thing I want to cover. Give us your website and your Facebook.
Okay, website, www.topflightdefenseinc.org. Our Facebook is facebook.com/Top Flight Defense Inc.
Cassandra, I want to thank you for being my guest tonight. You're always a trip, I have to tell you.
I love coming out here. Just anytime you want me, Mike, I'm here to talk about Top Flight or whatever you want to talk
It's a
about.
pleasure having you here.
Yes.
And really, the best of luck for what you're doing. And I know the hard work and the dedication that you're putting into getting this off the ground. It's not easy.
Thank you.
And you are, let me tell you, you're a strong, independent lady. And if anybody's going to make this work, it's going to be you.
Thank you so much, Mike.
God
I
bless you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.